So JD Vance did an interview this past weekend with Maria Bartiromo, and when she was asked about Epstein, this is what he had to say.
Said very clearly, because we've had other meetings about that, is that he wants us to be fully transparent and he wants the credible information out there. So we're working to compile the thousands and thousands of documents that are out.
30 seconds before this, she asked, did you guys have a meeting just about Epstein just yesterday at the White House or something? We did have a meeting, but it wasn't about Epstein. And if we did have a meeting, and if we had, but we had a meeting in the past, so she was trying to push him because there's rumors that there was a meeting about Epstein. This is literally 30 seconds after that. Go ahead.
For full transparency, but I have to say, Maria, I laugh at the Democrats who are now all of a sudden so interested in the Epstein files. For 4 years, Joe Biden and the Democrats did absolutely nothing about this story. We know that Jeffrey Epstein had a lot of connections with left-wing politicians and left-wing billionaires, and now President Trump has demanded full transparency from this, and yet somehow the Democrats are attacking him and not the Biden administration, which did nothing for 4 years.
Was it the right move for Comer to send subpoenas to the Clintons?
It absolutely was, and it drives home how, while the Democrats have tried to make this Epstein thing about anything but, the fact that Democrat billionaires and Democrat political leaders went to Epstein Island all the time, who knows what they did, but it's totally reasonable to ask these questions. What you saw in the House's subpoena is they are trying to investigate all of the things related to this particular case. I know a lot of Americans want answers. I certainly want answers.
Rob, I just sent you another clip. By the way, while this is happening, Texas prison camp where Ghislaine Maxwell has moved, steps up security. There's a bunch of different stories that are coming up here, right? But there's Michael Cohen. We showed one about 3-4 weeks ago, if you remember that, when I showed this here. This is a very different way he takes it here. And watch what he has to say. He can totally double down and trash Trump, but he doesn't. Why not? Play the clip.
Don't believe that Donald Trump was on Epstein's island. Why? He said it more than 5-6 times, and he says it very openly. Now, Donald Trump says many things openly,
I was going to say,
this is different.
He doesn't always flirt with the truth.
That's true, but I know Trump, and I know that he's saying it for a purpose. Now, is he in the file? Absolutely. Why? He's in the black book. He took free flights with Epstein down to Palm Beach. If he turns around and says that he was never on the island, rest assured, he's going to use that as the basis for why this whole thing, again, is a witch hunt against him. He'll take the grain of salt and he'll make it into the entire,
Right. He'll absolve himself.
Yeah. Right.
Vinnie, thoughts?
Listen, unless something really major happens, this is going to go down for Trump's second term as the biggest scandal. This entire situation, I get what JD Vance has to do, Pat, and say, the talking point is blame the Dems, but the Dems weren't the one promising that all this stuff was going to get released, okay? He didn't have people like Bongino and Castro telling everybody, promising out the wazoo that this was going to get released, and now the complete BS and lies. And just a FYI, Ghislaine Maxwell, who's convicted of child sex trafficking, okay, on top of conspiring to recruit and groom underage girls and all that stuff, okay? She sat down for 9 hours with Todd Blanche, okay? You guys know who Todd Blanche is?
No,
he's the deputy attorney general now. Guess who he used to be? Donald Trump's personal lawyer. So you sent Donald Trump's old lawyer to go sit down with her, no cameras, no lie detector, just a closed-door conversation, and we're supposed to believe that she just said Donald Trump wasn't on there, okay? Like that, is anybody even going to take that as truth? It's just all this keeps, I don't even know what to think anymore, okay? And for him, guess what? Okay, Trump wasn't at Epstein Island. I don't think he was on the island, but there was many other instances where you could be hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein and something crazy could have happened. The guy lived in New York. You live in New York, okay? God forbid Trump was somewhere and hanging out. All these, what were all the teen model US? What was that? What was the thing that he bought?
Miss America.
Miss America. Who knows who's around, who's young, and then they record you? I don't know. Did he ever hang out at Epstein's house? Or was he at a party where Epstein are there and maybe they recorded something?
So you're fully at the place where you're speculating that Trump might be tied to it. You're not saying, well, Michael Cohen's saying that this is another thing that they're using against him as the next witch hunt that they're trying to go after him. You don't believe that. No. You believe there's some credibility to the story?
Pat, because of the way that Trump and the administration and everybody's acting right now, you're acting guilty. You know what I mean? You're acting guilty. All the footage of the thing that they released that has 3 minutes missing. It's like the biggest they botched the whole thing up. Okay, Trump should have just came out initially and said, you know what, Bongino and Cash Patel, they're all full of crap. That's what he should have said. Instead of saying, no, it's the Democrats, just like how they did with Russia collusion. It has no correlation to Russia collusion, okay? And the reason the Dems didn't release anything, PBD, because Bill Clinton is one of the biggest ones. His name is plastered all over it. 26 times on the freaking Lolita Express. And even Kevin Spacey. Do you remember what Kevin Spacey said, Tom, when they were traveling to Africa or whatever? And he goes, they had young girls on the plane and he didn't want nothing to do with it. Obviously, it's Kevin Spacey. He admitted it. He goes, I didn't know who the Jeffrey Epstein was. But yeah, there was young girls on there. And FYI, and this is a fact check me, Rob. Bill Clinton, when he flew on Lolita Express, he didn't have Secret Service on there with him. What does that mean? You don't have Secret Service? Isn't that a breach of protocol, presidential protection? Tom, why wouldn't you want to have them on there? So maybe they could be witnesses later on? Could you fact check that, Rob? If when he was flying, did he had Secret Service not be on the plane? This stinks to high heaven, okay? I just want the truth. By the way, we were promised JFK. What did we find out? CIA was involved. Maybe Israel was involved. No clear evidence. What? Okay. Did you not read any of because JFK wanted to go check if they have nuclear weapons and
it was probably the Mossad. Did they kill JFK?
But Adam, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is this is what was all that released.
Yeah, of course.
No definitive answers.
No doubt.
We were promised MLK stuff. Nothing. It's all smoke and mirrors, and we never get the answer.
Can I ask you a question, my emotional, angry friend?
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm just spitting facts.
You are angry. It says it on your shirt.
But I'm not angry right now. I'm
going to give you
calm.
2 options.
I actually feel great.
Option A, Donald Trump figures out the world, solves all these wars, peace deals, economy, tariffs, everything goes according to plan, shuts down the border, immigration, everything. But you never figure out what happened with Epstein and on Epstein Island. Or the world falls apart, everything goes to shit, the tariffs don't work, there's wars, but you find out every single piece of information about Epstein and that black book. Which one do you pick?
Very interesting.
Which one do you pick?
Hold on really fast.
Option A or B?
Hold on really fast. Adam, Trump, tariffs, world, war, Israel, everything, and you find out he was with an underage girl. What do you think? Hold on.
So you're answering the question with the question.
Yeah, because your question is if and what if. No. If you found out that there's footage of the president of the United States sleeping with an underage girl, how do you feel?
How does the rest of the world do?
What do you mean? How
does the rest of the world just be amazing?
I'm saying, does he get accountability?
Because it doesn't matter. Let me answer the question. I would pick option A 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000, and let the theorists conspire of whatever they want.
I'm saying
whatever they want to
fact.
figure out Epstein.
It's a fact.
I want signal versus noise. You want the noise,
No,
and that's
I don't.
cool.
That's Adam. You absolutely just dodged the entire situation.
No.
Adam, how
Vinny,
many times do I have to say
don't
accountability
turn this
in front
around.
of you?
So
I asked
let
you
me-
the question.
let me-
You dodged it and flipped it on me.
You said
Answer option A or B.
You said a maybe. I don't want
Just
maybes.
option A or B.
I don't.
Do you want the world to do incredible, but you don't find out about Epstein, or you find out everything about Epstein, but the world falls apart? What do you pick?
If finding
Just
out,
answer
if B,
the
Adam,
question,
the world
dude.
falls apart. I want if B means,
Yes.
and this is where you fail to completely
you could
boggles
just say
your mind.
A or B, but you're
Adam,
keeping the talk.
This is what
Keep
boggles your
talking,
mind.
Keep talking.
This is what boggles your mind.
Go ahead, boggle that mind,
Accountability. How many times do I have to say it? If you've done the deed, you have to pay the price. Plain and simple. I don't care. That's what you fail to understand.
You pick option B, and you want to govern a city or in a world of ashes.
Adam,
Because
if the
you
city
found
was
out
built, if the
what
city
was
was
going
built
on
on pedophilia, let it burn.
Okay.
I'm
So
sorry, Adam. That's how you don't think the way that I do. And I still love you.
I'm not
but that's it.
advocating for pedophilia.
Let
I'm
justice
advocating
be
for there's a
done, though the
million
heavens
other
fall.
things
All right.
that are
So-
more important than Epstein.
So-
but this is your number one thing. I get it.
I care about kids getting raped and murdered, Adam. That's my thing.
You just
Sorry.
went totally
No, I didn't, because that's
left
what we're
field.
talking about.
Okay.
Over here if you need me, Pat.
Tom. Do you have
Tom,
anything
by the
on
way,
this
what
or
would you
no?
pick? Option
Tom has
A or
nothing
B?
on this. All right,
Tom, could you help
so
us out? Option A or B?
I'm simply showing what Michael Cohen said. And Michael Cohen is the number one guy that would want to go after him,
Number one Trump hater
that
in the
would
world.
want to destroy
Says
him.
Trump is innocent.
And why is he not doubling down? And he spent more hours with him than any of the guys that are with him on the administration right now, except for a couple people. Okay? And he knows all his dirt. It's your lawyer for 20 plus years that flipped on you. You don't think he talked to the lawyer about, hey, how do we handle Epstein? How do we do this? How do we do that? Why is he not saying anything? I don't know. It's in the weirdest way. Cohen has a lot of credibility, but we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen there with this story. The Gentleman's Series, VT merch. Let me tell you, the ties that you ask for, black ties. This is 100% silk with the Valuetainment logo is on it with the pocket square tie. We have them in black and blue. Absolutely sharp, incredible quality. It's not the thin, shiny quality. It's great quality. The ties that are here. And the other one is, this is limited edition, 100% leather Valuetainment bag that's out here. Leather shoulder tote bag. That's here. Feel the quality on how the leather feels, by the way.
I feel like Vanna White right here.
Yeah.
This feels great.
And by the way, the VT logo is
logo.
there.
Well, Adam knows about leather.
And then when you open it up, inside of it, you will see Future Looks Bright right here. Sick, absolutely sick. And by the way, the other day, Michael Beasley was doing a podcast. We're now seeing people actually wearing a Future Looks Bright hat all over the place. Michael Beasley's doing a podcast.
NBA player, number 2 pick of the draft many years ago by the Miami Heat.
I can't
Michael
wait
Beasley,
to
respect
see
to you.
millions
Future does
on
look
top
bright.
of millions. I get so many people on X who are posting pictures while they watch this podcast, and they'll tell me how they're watching the podcast, but they'll say, man, look at my Future Looks Bright hat. Look at my Future Looks Bright gear. Love seeing the support. More importantly, we need to convert more people that are coming here. We were just in LA this last weekend for, what do you call it? That show that happens. We won't post any of the pictures. You know the guy that sits in the middle
Jubilee.
and 20
Jubilee.
people grill you? Yeah. I was in the middle with 20 anti-capitalists.
That was awesome, Pat.
It was epic. It was fire, and it'll be released in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Cannot wait to have you guys see it. But the whole premise is we need more people thinking the future looks bright instead of being victims. And, it's not fair. I'm not happy about what's going to happen. I'm so scared about the future. So if you support that as well, go to vtmerch.com, place your order. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.